This right here is the exact moment when the carefully constructed house of cards finally came crashing down. For years, the world thought they truly knew Selena Gomez, the former Disney star, the vulnerable pop icon, the billionaire beauty mogul who turned her pain into a multi-million-dollar empire. But behind the glamorous photos and the tearful confessionals, a very different story was quietly brewing, and it is a story of alleged greed, broken promises, and a shocking level of negligence that is now threatening to destroy everything she has built. The truth is finally out, and it paints a picture of a celebrity who might have been playing a very dangerous game with other people's lives and hard-earned money. The receipts are in, the contract is public, and the verdict from the business world is absolutely devastating. Right now, Selena Gomez is sitting right in the middle of the most dangerous storm of her entire career. The sweet, relatable girl next door is being dragged through the mud as the face of a massive fraud that could cost her and her partners a staggering $95 million. This is not just a tabloid rumor or some minor legal dispute between celebrities. This is a full-blown federal lawsuit filed in the state of Delaware on August 13th, and it has the power to completely shatter the legacy she has spent years crafting. The allegations are so severe and so detailed that they go far beyond a simple bad business deal. They paint a picture of a startup that was nothing more than a facade, a pretty lie sold to some of the smartest and richest people in the world, all because they trusted the name Selena Gomez. That trust, according to the lawsuit, was betrayed in the worst possible way. But before we get into the messy details of this financial nightmare, we need to talk about something even more important. The mainstream Hollywood PR machine is working overtime to keep you completely in the dark. They want to spin this as a simple misunderstanding or a minor contract squabble. The truth is a lot uglier than they want you to believe. If you want to know what is really going on behind the scenes, you have to go where the truth seekers go. You need to join the inner circle. Hit that subscribe button right now and become a member. We have no corporate overlords telling us what to say. We report the facts, the receipts, and the brutal reality. Use the hype button and super thanks to fund these independent deep dives. This is the only way we can keep digging and exposing the truth. Now let's talk about the $95 million lie. The lawsuit was filed by 5 furious investors, and these are not just average Joes trying to get rich quick. One of them is Brent Saunders, the former CEO of the massive pharmaceutical company Allergan. These are powerful, sophisticated business people who know a good deal when they see one, and they saw a golden ticket in Selena Gomez. They believed in her. They bought into the dream of Wondermind, a mental health startup co-founded by Selena, her mother Mandy Teefey, and Daniela Pearson. The whole concept was genius on paper. The company promised to build a digital ecosystem for mental health, a platform that would use Selena's immense influence to normalize therapy and connect millions with help. It was supposed to be revolutionary. Selena signed a contract promising to actively market Wondermind to her massive global fan base of over 500 million followers. She was the face, the voice, and the most valuable asset of the company. But what happened next was a total betrayal. The investors claimed they were sold a complete fantasy. They put up over $1.2 million based on promises that were, according to the legal documents, completely false. The complaint is brutal and direct. It states that the founders made false promises about partnerships that simply did not exist. They said they had locked down massive corporate backers, names like JP Morgan Chase and Fidelity Investments. The investors were told these huge companies were ready to jump on board, adding legitimacy and a massive cash injection to the operation. It sounded like a sure thing. The bomb dropped when it was revealed that these partnerships were a complete fabrication. The contract proves that the connections were never finalized. The deals were never signed. The big names were being used to lure in money, and it was a lie. The allegations go even deeper than fake partnerships. The investors were also told that the Wondermind app was close to launch, that it was in its final stages of development and ready to hit the market and change the world. They invested their money expecting a return, expecting to see a functional product reach the public. Years went by, and the app was never built. It sat in a kind of development hell, going nowhere, while the founders collected a paycheck. The cold, hard receipts show that the executives were allegedly more interested in their own compensation than in actually building the product they sold to investors. The subscriber metrics, the engagement numbers, and the user growth, the lifeblood of any modern tech company, were all allegedly exaggerated to keep the dream alive and the money flowing in. It was a house of cards built on hype and Selena's name. Then came the silence. For 3 whole years, the investors claimed they were essentially ghosted. They sent emails. They made phone calls. They asked for simple updates on the progress of their investment, and they were met with radio silence from the top. It is a staggering level of disrespect for people who entrusted Selena Gomez and her team with their capital. Brent Saunders and the other investors were left in the dark, watching their money disappear into a void of mismanagement and alleged deceit. They felt like they had been used, that their trust in Selena's brand had been weaponized to extract a quick paycheck. The human element here is key. These investors believed in Selena's mission. They believed in her story of overcoming mental health struggles, and they thought they were helping a star make a real difference. Instead, they found themselves funding a sinking ship. The situation got so bad that as early as 2025, major publications like Forbes and The Cut had already started to pull back the curtain on the chaos inside Wondermind. They reported on payroll failures, where employees were allegedly not getting paid on time. They wrote about the abject dereliction of her duties when it came to Selena's involvement. The articles painted a picture of a company in total disarray, of a celebrity founder who was too busy or too distracted to actually run the business she had attached her name to. Even after these red flags were publicly waved, the defendants were still, as late as April of 2026, misrepresenting the health and viability of the company to their investors. They were allegedly still trying to raise more money, still trying to sell the lie, even as the truth was leaking out into the press. It is a pattern of behavior that, if proven in court, will completely destroy the reputation of everyone involved. What went wrong on a personal level? The legal documents and the whispers behind the scenes point to a massive internal conflict. The lawsuit reveals that Selena's disengagement from Wondermind stemmed directly from personal conflicts with her own mother and co-founder, Manny Tife. This is where the personal drama bleeds into the financial fallout. The mother-daughter duo, who have always been presented as a united front in Selena's career, were allegedly locked in a bitter power struggle over the direction of the company. This internal family feud reportedly crippled the decision-making process, stalled key projects, and led to the total paralysis of the business. Selena, according to the allegations, became so disenfranchised with the situation involving her mother that she simply checked out. She signed the contract, took the money from the investors, and then apparently walked away, leaving a trail of broken promises and angry shareholders in her wake. This is the part that is so shocking for the American audience. Selena Gomez built a fortune on being vulnerable. She has spoken openly about her battles with anxiety, depression, and bipolar disorder. She turned her personal struggles into a brand that resonated with millions. She is the girl who taught us it is okay to not be okay. She used that narrative to sell her beauty line, Rare Beauty, which is now worth billions. For her to be accused of turning that same vulnerability into a vehicle for alleged fraud is a breathtaking betrayal of her fans' trust. She sold a story of empathy and understanding to the public, but behind closed doors, she was allegedly ignoring a contract that promised to help people. She took millions of dollars from investors who wanted to make a difference in the mental health space, only for the entire operation to become a ghost town. Emotional whiplash for her fans is intense, and it is turning into a wave of anger. We are now at the war stage of this scandal. The investors are coming out swinging, and they are not backing down. They have filed a federal fraud lawsuit in Delaware. This is not a small claims court. This is the big leagues. They are accusing Selena, her mother, and Daniela Pearson of securities fraud and breach of contract. The evidence they have collected is piling up, and it looks damning. The financials are being scrutinized line by line. The internal emails are being subpoenaed. The timeline of events, from the promises made in 2023 to the complete silence in 2026, is being laid out in a legal narrative that is nothing short of horrific. For the defendants, the hero of the story, are those 5 investors who finally had enough of the lies and are now fighting to expose the truth. They are the ones who are using the legal system to hold celebrities accountable for their actions, and the world is watching. The contrast between Selena's Wondermind disaster and her phenomenal success with rare beauty is absolutely staggering. At the same time, this mental health startup was allegedly collapsing into fraud. Selena's beauty empire was hitting new highs. She was making millions, winning awards, and solidifying her place as a serious businesswoman. That is exactly why this lawsuit is so dangerous for her. The question on everyone's mind is whether the stink of this legal battle will taint her one genuine success. Will consumers stop buying rare beauty because they feel betrayed? Will the partnerships with Sephora and other retailers be affected by the accusations of fraud? The legal system might clear her of the criminal charges, but the court of public opinion is a whole other battlefield, and the verdict is already trending negative. The truth is finally out about the kind of business practices happening behind the scenes, and it is not a good look for a woman who wants to be seen as a role model. Selena is currently facing the biggest crisis of her career. She has to decide how to play this. Does she settle the case quietly to make it go away and protect her image, paying off the investors to save face? Or does she fight this in court, exposing even more dirty laundry and risking a massive public trial that could destroy her reputation forever? The stakes are incredibly high. Her entire legacy is on the line. The narrative is no longer about her music or her acting. It is about her credibility. It is about whether she is a trustworthy person or just another celebrity who got caught with her hand in the cookie jar. She is being painted as the villain, the greedy star who used her mommy issues as an excuse to abandon a deal that could have helped thousands of people, all while counting her beauty dollar bills. The legal documents are absolutely brutal. In their assessment of Selena's behavior, they describe a pattern of ignoring her contractual obligations. They allege that she simply refused to engage with the business once things got complicated between her and her mother. They paint her as a petulant star who does not think the rules apply to her. This is the narrative that is going to stick if she doesn't fight back hard. The investors are saying she was more interested in the glory of being a founder than the actual work of founding a company. She wanted the title, the press, and the investor money, but she had zero interest in the boring, difficult job of actually running a business. Now she is paying the price for that arrogance. What about the mother, Mandy Tiffay? She is not getting off easy in this lawsuit either. She is accused of being right. They're in the trenches with Selena, allegedly mismanaging the company and engaging in the same deceitful behavior. The narrative here is one of a family business gone completely off the rails, where personal drama overshadowed the fiduciary duty they owe to their shareholders. It is a cautionary tale about mixing family and money, and it is playing out on a massive Hollywood scale. The lawsuits claim they acted in concert, misleading the investors together. The mother-daughter duo that was supposed to be changing the world is now being accused of pulling one of the most high-profile scams in recent memory. When you look at the timeline, the audacity of the situation becomes even clearer. For 3 years, these investors were left in the dark. They were given nothing but silence while the founders of Wondermind were allegedly out there, maybe smiling for the cameras, promoting their other ventures, and pretending like the company they had sold to investors was actually a functioning entity. The betrayal is made worse by the fact that Selena Gomez is not some fly-by-night hustler. She is a global icon. She has access to the best lawyers, the best managers, and the best resources in the world. She had every opportunity to fix the situation or at least communicate with the people who had invested in her vision. She allegedly chose silence. She chose to ghost them. That conscious choice is what makes this a crime of ego as much as it is a crime of financial mismanagement. The message that this lawsuit sends is a powerful one, and it is resonating with the US audience. It says that celebrities are not above the law. It says that you cannot just attach your name to a product and expect to get rich without doing the work. The investors, in this case, were not going to be bullied or ignored. They were going to fight back. They used the legal system to pull back the curtain on the celebrity machine, and what we are seeing is not pretty. It is a story of greed, broken promises, and a massive fall from grace. Selena Gomez went from being America's sweetheart to being the face of a $95 million fraud, and all it took was a few signatures on a contract that she apparently never intended to honor. As the legal proceedings begin to unfold, the truth is becoming more undeniable by the minute. The final nail in the coffin for Selena Gomez is the sheer volume of evidence against her. The receipts show a consistent pattern of negligence and misrepresentation. The contract proves she signed on the dotted line. The emails and the internal documents are just starting to leak, and they will only paint a darker picture. She is the architect of her own destruction. She took the money, she made the promises, and then she walked away, expecting no one to hold her accountable. The investors are holding her accountable, and the world is watching her legacy crumble in real time. The Hollywood fairy tale is officially over. The cost of her lies, her silence, and her arrogance is now being tallied, and the final bill is $95 million.